nick third, but yeah, all in all, pretty happy with that this weekend. You know, a couple of podiums, some good points, and you know, no damage to the car. So yeah, leaving Silverstone a happy man.
Well done and good luck with Torrington.
Thank you very much.
Okay folks, that's it. The cars have already left the pit lane for the Brit Car Trophy, so over to you, Alistair.
Thanks very much, Tony. Yes, they're in the pit garages, so they go straight out for their run round to the grid, and the marshals are already there, so cars are really just as they were before.
Good afternoon and welcome to Silverstone. Indeed, welcome back to Silverstone for the second and final Brit Car Trophy race, British Endurance Championship Trophy race of the day. It'll be, I think, 33 cars to take to the grid for this one, and we will be seeing the clock running as soon as the cars start their green flag laps. Some delays earlier for some incidents in some of the support races. 15.5 degrees or so of air temperature, heavy cloud now. 52% humidity, so a cooling day at the moment. So it can be interesting to see if that the change in the weather affects the action. So a couple of the cars running a little low on fuel towards the end of the last race. This is the grid. Pole position for the number 40 BMW from Simon Green Motorsport, the winning car from the earlier race. 74's SVG Motorsports Ginetta G56 shares the front row alongside the G55s, the 111 car from Dayton Motorsport, and the 24 car from SVG Motorsport. These grid positions, of course, from the results of the previous race. The 179, the yellow BMW E36 M3, will start the race from 5th after a fine recovery drive from that car. 33 Mach-E Racing Mazda will start alongside on row 3, and then row 4 made up by the Motus 1 Renault Clio. Fantastic result in the overall standings for that car, 7th overall from the early race. And Chandler Motorsports VW starts 8th, 35 car. 555 Clio alongside the 63 Saxon Motorsports VW Scirocco, and another Clio, the 89 High Road Motorsport car, starts alongside another Motus 1 car, this time the 11th. 13th position, start the 7th row. It is the BMW M240i from Team Brit, the number 70 car, alongside the 77 Golf from TSR. And then on the 8th row, Dragon Sport number 96 Clio, alongside the Toad Motorsports BMW. Saxon's VW Golf, the number 55 car, alongside another Motus 1 Clio, the 28 car this time, and then JW Bird VW Scirocco, the orange car, alongside the number 69 Westbourne Motors Clio. Motus 1, another Clio, the 13 car, 21st position, alongside the 22nd position car, 127, the JRW Automotive VW, one of our invitational entries. Raceway Motorsport and their 27 car, 23rd, and then the 41 Westbourne Motors Clio. SVG Motorsport, their number 91 Ginetta, alongside the Oryx Motorsport car, shown there as a Seat, but it is actually a VW Golf. The 44 and 22 Ginettas, followed by a pack of G40s, the 62 SVG Motorsport car, 31 from SVG, they're all from SVG, 54, and then the 98 Race Lab, the invitational car. That car will not be starting this race, I believe, after a gearbox problem in race 1. Safety car, the Mustang is rolling. And as we've been briefed, believe that the clock indeed is counting down from the start. Attempt to beat curfews here at Silverstone. Long day for the marshalling staff. Plenty of action and the odd incident too to deal with here. So 33 cars it will be, in this, again, mixed grid. It'll be the drivers that ran second. But let's go and watch the cars on their green flag lap. David's down in pits and paddock. David, we've got a couple of cars not making it out for this one, but still 33 cars, a good effort for this second trophy race.
Yeah, the race 2 proved that there's a lot of racing throughout the field, and we've a change of driver for this time. So these are the guys that finished the race 1, so they're going to be fresh and up for the fight. So I think we could see some more racing. The championship is really close, so I think it's going to be a great last race here for the weekend.
Completely agree. It was tight this morning's race, this afternoon's race. A few lessons learned about the conditions out there. You expected to see any of these cars rising up from the order. We've not got that many cars further down than we would have expected them, have we? Perhaps 1 or 2 of the BMWs. The 64 Scirocco, after a penalty, might see that one recover up the order.
Obviously been penalised for short stops or stopping in the wrong place. I think they will have a point to prove and will want to make up for those place losses from race 1 today. So hopefully we're going to see some really exciting races. The Clios seem to be really competitive here this weekend. So the Westbourne Motors cars are looking good as well.
Yeah, the first of those, 7th in the overall standings. It was a 35-car field with cars not that far short of GT4 pace. That's an exceptional result from the winning Renault Clio from this morning's race. Looking as well to see what we can see from the Jeff Steele Racing number 179 car, that number 5, the E36 BMW, that bright yellow car there. They had a delay to their race start this morning with an electrical problem requiring the car to be recovered to the pits on the green flag lap, but recovered to a fine 5th position. So we'll keep an eye on progress for that car. That car this time around will be started by David Gooding, a man with no little endurance racing experience going back into the 1990s. Ian Astley out there as well, another man whose racing experience goes back a couple of decades. In fact, Ian telling Steve Wood from Britcar this is his first full season in endurance racing since something like 1999, and great to see him back. Round they come though. Safety car about to pull off, and it will be for Brian Branson in that pole position, E46 BMW, who will control this field to the start-finish line, and then it will be game on with 41.5 minutes of green flag running, we hope, ahead of us. And they go. BMW from the 74 Ginetta, and looks as if he's held that position with the inside line through Cups Corner. It's going to be tight though as they go down now towards Beckett, and indeed well away the BMW. 2 white Ginettas behind, battling away as well. And that, I think, has been a change for position for 3rd. The 24 car ahead of the 111, and behind the Clios bunching up. And once again, a mixed bag of Clios and Golfs in that Class 3 and Clio Cup field. We saw throughout the race this morning. Branson getting away a little, but challenge at the moment for 2nd place, the 111 car. Axel van Niedven looking to get onto terms with the number 74. Up the inside, and it's a move for 2nd. Can he tough that out? I think he can. Great move there. That's the 24 car going through into 2nd position. That is Neil Wallace starting the race this time around. 111 looking to go around the outside of the 74, couldn't make it stick there. So all the movement at the moment has been between the 3 Ginettas that fill grid slots 2 through 4, with the yellow BMW trying to hang on in there. It's at the front of the race. It is the number 40 car getting away. There is the 179, the older E36 style M3, in the hands of David Gooding, man who, chatting to a little earlier, multiple starts for the Rolex 24 Hours at Daytona some years ago. This is a very different track, but the discipline's the same. Fire-breathing 179 car, and behind is another car that pays homage to that race in Daytona, the number 33 Mach-G Racing Mazda RX-3, a tube-brain car, fending off the Team Brit number 70 BMW M240i, and then the 63 Scirocco, class winner this morning. Smoky through Cops for the 179 car. Through come a pack of little touring cars here. Clios and Golfs are plenty, and then the 64 Scirocco, lower down than it would be on pace as a result of pit stop penalty earlier. Down onto the hanger straight, and that gap is beginning to open up. 3 seconds across the line it was. The BMW screams away. SPG Motorsports 24 car now gapping the 74 with Axel van Dieven hanging on in there. It is very smoky indeed, that 179. Keep an eye on the Jeff Steele car. It is the one that seems to have the built-in flamethrower. This is the number 70 car from Team Brit, the number 70. Mentioned, by the way, that car was longer in the pit stop in the first race. Pit stop does take a little longer with the wheelchair-bound driver, but it was a technical issue for the team that delayed them in the first race, not the other factor we mentioned in race one. And they're well in the fight here. Number 70, 7th place overall, and closing in now on the 179. The 70 car started this time in the hands of Chris Overend. Great looking livery, good looking car. The M240i has been a fine addition to the BMW Motorsports stable, now replaced by the new M2 Racing. I'm sure we'll be seeing some of those cars in Brit car service sooner rather than later. Saw there on the overrun, a flame up the rear of the M3. Snack time. Oh, trouble, and that's the 22 car, the 11 car. That's the Motors 1 Clio, and the 22 car. 22 car of Mark Warren. The 11 car, Richard Ashmole, and both those cars look to be taking no further part. Yellow flags flying. And tumbling down the order for both those cars. It's going to be a safety car as a result of that, with 36 minutes to go. Intervention required to recover those two cars, and they are indeed on the racing surface. Marshals on site immediately. Safety car scrambled straight away. So field will be brought back under control. That's early race efforts from the number 40 car in the hands of Brian Bransom neutralised. This will allow as well the Jeff Steele Racing car, the 179 car, to close in, with Nigel Greensell, of course, to come for that team later on.
Yeah, he's out.
But 20 minutes into this race, we will see pit window open. We're halfway towards that already, as the safety car driver ready to take the signal from race control to intervene to bring this field under control. They're about to go through the accident site. You can well see there, no real option for race control other than safety car or red flag. They're keeping the action rolling whilst the recovery goes on. quite correct that the marshals, the intervention teams, are given the protection of the safety car at this point. All very neat and tidy as they come around for the Mustang to pick up the field. So as we get to that, let's go through the running order at the moment. Race is led under this safety car by the number 40 Simon Green Motorsport BMW M3 D46 car in the hands of Brian Branson, followed by the SVG Motorsport 24. That's the Ginetta G55 Academy car in the hands of Neil Wallace. SVG also have the 74 car there, Owen Hizzy aboard for the first stint this time. And then the 111 car, another Ginetta G56 Academy, solo driver Axel van Diedeven aboard that car. The 179 makes it an all Class 1 top 5, and that is David Gooding aboard the car this time around. And then in the 6th place, so we'll look at that. In Class 3, in 9th position, it is the 35 car, the VW Golf from Chandler Motorsport. Second in Class 3 is down in 12th position, it's the TSR car, that's the 77 Golf. And then third in Class 3, it's another Golf, it's the 55 car from Saxon Motorsport. Clio Cup, 10th overall for the Westbourne Motorsport car. And right on the back end of that was the number 11 car, but that's one of the cars that was involved in that incident. It's third is the number 96 car, fourth the 89. Neat and tidy, and this is going to mean effectively a whole new game at the end of this safety car. Wait and see how long it is before those cars can be towed to safety, drivers to safety, and any required clear up. Clock, of course, is still ticking down. Something like 7 minutes until we get to the pit stop window. Gateway Motorsports number 27 car is the G40 class leader, 22nd overall for the number 27 car. And it's Brendan Hafner, another of our solo drivers. There's some clear up going to be required there. 22 cars still awaiting recovery. So it's going to be a little while yet before we can get this race back under green flag conditions. Marshall step away as the field passes through. See at least some spillage there in front of the Ginetta. Rear end damage to the 22 car. Drivers both away and clear. So it would have been Andrew Waterfall to start the 22 car this time. To correct myself, by the way, with a couple of the cars at the start. It is indeed Brian Branson. The 74 is in the hands of Mark Lee in this race. And it's David Gooding, we'd already said, in the 179. There are your 1, 2, 3, 4. BMW, a trio of Ginettas, a second BMW. As through they come. Increasingly gloomy out there. Don't think we're going to get any rain, but it's not absolutely out of the question. These cars on control Goodyear rubber, no slicks or wets required here. These are track day tyres for the whole of this field. Goodyear here in some strength as the Ginetta is towed away. Significant impact. It is getting darker Would not be surprised if we got at least a sprinkling here. All of a sudden the headlamps on the cars, they've got them lit, are not the pinpricks of light you would see on a bright summer's day. You can see that's a significant hit to the right rear of that little Ginetta G40. That car will go no further. So track surface is clear now. It's now a matter of whether or not clear up is required, and we'll keep an eye, see just exactly when race control is going to allow us to get this race back to full green flag running. And if it is still behind the safety car, we'll have one more of these laps before the pit stop window is open. Looking for who could take advantage here. In the middle of that group of Clios and Golfs, the bright orange Scirocco looking to make its way up the order. The number 64 car, the JW Bird entered car, took a drive-through penalty for a short pit stop, and therefore artificially out of its order on pace. It is a control pit stop time, 2 minutes from pit in to pit out. Keeps things neat and tidy with the teams. Mandatory driver change for those crews that have got 2 drivers. No driver can do more than 27 minutes in this 45-minute race this weekend. And that looks to me as if they have cleared the track surface. Slippery surface flag, was that being shown or being taken in? So 27 minutes passes, 2 more minutes and pit stop window opens. If this Mustang carries on for one more, lights are off, so we are going to be going back racing before the pit stop window opens. And that will not have been missed by the cars at the front of this race. Something about just the body language of the cars behind. Angry little Clios, ready to do battle again. As through they come, for the Mustang to pull away, pull off the circuit, and allow once again the race to get underway. Brian Branson to control the field to the green flag, and already the 24 car shaping up to see whether or not there's any opportunity into Copse. And we go back green flag racing, 26 minutes to go. Gets the power in, no opportunity there. That was the Team Brick car, now ahead of the 179. So that is a position changed for 5th position, but where did that pass happen? 40 car trying to get the power down and through. There is the 70 car now ahead of the 179. Still no comfort zone whatsoever for the 40 car on the lead here. So watch the cars in the other classes streaming through. Still hanging on in there, the 24 car. So still 40, 24, 74, 111, then the 70. Now ahead of the Jeff Steele Racing 179 BMW M3. So the newer BMW made the pass as they went back to green flag running. Closing in as well on the 179 is the Mazda RX-8, and then the 63 Scirocco holding off a chasing array of Renault and VW machinery behind. Pit stop window is now open. who is going to be first to head for the pits. We'll find out soon enough. Someone's had a moment behind, and that is the 111 car from 4th position. So bad news indeed for Axel van Niederven. And he's not going to stall the car as well. So through the incident zone and back on the green flag running as they come round to complete the lap and have the first opportunity to decide whether or not this will be the moment to bring the car down pit lane for a change of driver. Who's going to come first to pit road? 40 car carries on through. So too the 24. 111 back underway. Yet back up to full speed. And the 3rd place car, the 74 car, is our first pit caller. Team Brit therefore up into 4th place, 179. Still looking a little smoky. Apologies, 74 has stayed out. It's 40, 24, 74. We have got pit callers though. The 96 Dragon Sports Clio 35 car as well on pit lane. The VW Golf Cup car from Chandler Motorsport from 10th overall. Another pit caller. The Oryx Golf as well, with a replacement gearbox fitted between races for Dave Beecroft's team. And that car also on pit lane. Team's going to work. Remember, it is a 2-minute stop. Pit in, 2 pit out. Harry Rice, by the way, started the car. Dave Beecroft, long-time team principal, looks after the Junior Touring Car Championship in the UK. And Dave Beecroft it will be. We'll call him the veteran because he can't hear us. We'll take the wheel of the VW. That car replacing the planned Cupra for this race. The 55 Golf ahead of the 77, sister car, the number 7, one of our non-starters here. So the Saxon Motorsport car of James Alford, the 55, the 77 TSR car from Robert Taylor and Mark Jones. The 28 Clio, another of our pit stoppers. That is the number 40 getting away again now with a clear track, able to just get the power back in. Coming down towards 20 minutes to go. 74 car this time does come for the pit lane from 3rd position, the SVG Motorsport car. So the 74 car will be handed over. Mark Lee to Owen Hizzy this time around. Also in the number 63 Scirocco from 2nd place in Class 2. It's a leading Class 2 car at the moment. Is that Team Brit car, the championship leaders, remember. Still this pair battling away. There's the 3rd place overall. You look at the Mac G Racing Mazda RX-8. The purposeful looking thing. Brakes smoking. Dump churn with a drop of fuel. When will the number 40 car opt to come in? Must be, I think, this time around, because running out of time for the driver. Yeah, those brakes have been worked pretty hard. Pair of Clios and the Golf, that's the 4 and the 88. That is the Dave Beecroft car. Number 4 Clio, 9th position overall at the moment, does owe us that pit stop of course. The 88 car back out after making the stop. These cars on very different strategies, but with about a lap between them. In the background there, the green-wheeled BMW. Lost the 98 car that ran so well this morning under Lee Frost until gearbox woes intervened. Number 4 car here, Scott Simon, class winner in this morning's race. And now out comes the number 74 car. See, as the 74 leaves, in come the leading pair. 74 with the Mazda filling his mirrors. He's dropped a little bit of time to the Mazda through the pit stops, maybe. But, the 40 and the 24 in for their required pit stop and driver change. Here comes number 40. This will be Jas Sapra taking over from Brian Branson, who's led this race from the very start. 24 car, meanwhile, will hand over from Ian Astley, who started the race, to Neil Wallace. Sound of tortured rubber somewhere. Pushing hard, under 20 minutes to go, in what is a very tight championship position. Team Brit here looking to win their class and defend their overall championship leading position. It's super, super tight. Just a single point coming into this weekend. Second in class in this morning's race, and their nearest contender in the Clio class, second as well. A handful of points in it, and a win would effectively guarantee them leaving here this weekend with the championship lead. Their nearest competitors for the overall championship, Charlie Hand in the 555 car. He currently leads the Clio class. It just could not be tighter. The trophy requires at least 3 cars to be entered from each class. Every class has got at least that, and in some cases significantly more. 64 car up the inside there of Dave Beecroft and the number 88 car. '64, not quite Dave Beecroft's age, neither is it 88, but it's somewhere close to 64. Out goes the number 40 car, and has lost a position here to, by the look of it, the 179 car. So what has happened there with the pit stop? Is that a long pit stop from the 40, a short pit stop from the 179? Well, we'll wait till this all sorts itself out, but it looks as if the 179 has leapfrogged the 40 in the pits, and everybody else for that matter. Team Brit at the moment still owes the pit stop, but to lead this race for the moment. Reminded, of course, that's why, because there's a 15-second pit stop penalty for winning the race this morning. So that's why 15 seconds for the first place car, 10 seconds for the second place car, and 5 for the third place car this morning. So as we wait for the 70 car to come around, let's go down to David, who's got Brian Branson out of the car that led the race to the pit stop, with David now.
Thanks, Graham. Brian, another brilliant session there for you. Must be pleased. Brought the car back in P1.
Yeah, it's going well. A little bit of a shame about the safety car, but then, you know, it can't be helped. There's a real greasy patch where the 2 cars collided, what caused the safety car, so I'm hoping Jazz has kind of figured that out by now. But yeah, no, it was going really well, thanks. Car seemed to feel great. Made some changes from the first race, and that's definitely improved it. So yeah, we'll just see what happens for the rest of the race, really. Hopefully hang in there.
Still got those Ginettas though in the mirror.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked. I was a little bit shocked, really. The other one, the purple and white one, I don't know the car number, but he was really all over me, you know. I'm hoping Jazz, I don't know how Jazz got out like, in comparison to them doing their pit stop, but yeah, they seem to be really on it. It's good.
Obviously, you've got an extra 15 seconds on your pit stop for your success this morning.
Yeah, you just remind me actually, so they definitely got out of the box quicker than us then.
We feel that the BMWs seem to be flying today, so able to reel them back in and fight for that top position.
Yeah, the BMWs have always been good, you know, fair play to them. They've always been reliable, you know, you get the odd thing or two on them, but as a rule they are good. They do take some stick as well. You know, we're out sort of every other weekend, you know. So yeah, hopefully we get there. I'll see how it goes, really.
Back to you, Graham, so all to play for the rest of the race.
There is an all to play for right now with Nigel Greensall holding off an increasingly insistent number 40 car in the hands now of Jas Sapra. And technically the quicker car, the newer car certainly. And behind them, the battling pair of Ginettas, still in the order 24 from 74. We still have cars making their pit stops. We'll filter back out into this and give us an overall running order. But at the moment, it is, with the cars that have completed their pit stops, it is going to be the 176 car, 179 car rather, that, no, apologies, it's the Mazda that leads the way of the cars that have actually made their stops. I'll correct myself again, it's this pair. This is effectively the de facto lead battle, and the 74 car takes that position. 74 car now in the hands of Owen Hizzy, gets by the 24 car. 24 car now in the hands of Neil Wallace, and they're looking for clear track to stay clear of the chasing cars behind. They're not that far behind. At the end of this lap, when those pit stops are complete and we start to see this field settle, 74 car, that 10-second addition to a pit stop, 5 seconds to the 111. Still Nigel Greensall is fending off the number 40 car. One of the most experienced racers in this field, or frankly in any other, Greensall. They close in on the Mazda, still can't get that done. The 179 car deploys the flamethrower. That's not going to put off the attack from the 40 car though. 11.5 minutes to go.
Do you want to do the two together, yeah?
Somebody looks at the numbers. Was everything tickety-boo in pit stop times? Let's hope so. We're going to fight the flag for this pair and the cars ahead of them. So 74 from 24. It's the 28 goes through on one of the G40s. Let's go down to the pits where David has got two of the protagonists from the 74 and the 24 locked in a lead battle.
Yes, both guys are fresh out of the car, but I think they had a good battle there. The car, the 24, you're pushing today. You're a lot better in this race than earlier today. Made a lot of changes for this one?
None at all, actually. So no changes to the car at all. Don't know, I think we're just driving the same thing. Obviously a bit further up the grid, so that helped. And on the first lap, yeah, it was a bit close. I was actually just trying to sort of like a bit of gamesmanship. Wasn't actually intending to pass, and then he braked and I thought, well, either I hit him or I go past now. So, but he gave me a bit of space, so that was helpful.
Mark, you obviously had a good result earlier and would have had a success penalty in your pit stop. So, yeah. Are you hoping that you can claim some of that back now?
Yeah, hoping so. Yeah. Owen should claw that back for us.
Obviously, you were very strong later in the race. In race one, you were sort of coming back on the BMW. All to play for still with about 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, because the BMWs, the rear tyres seem to go off for them a little bit. They seem to lose pace at the end of the race, which benefits the Ginetta, I believe.
Obviously, Ginetta's a lot quicker through some of the faster.
Yeah, towards the end, the BMW, I find following them. They start sliding, and it's like they've just started to warm the tyres too much.
So no team orders, but all going for it for the last few bits.
Yeah. We'll do the best we can.
Yeah, brilliant.
So all to play for, Graham. And these two guys are obviously racing towards the end, and we may see the Genettas come back towards the BMWs later in the race.
Well, the Genettas at the moment leading nicely, and Ian Astley looks no older than when I was writing about him over 20 years ago, damn him. But the 24 car still trying to close the gap, but falling back away now from the 74. 74 looking increasingly in control here, and that's dropping the 24 car back towards the now closing Mazda and the two BMWs, with the 179 car still ahead of the 40, and now up to 6th for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Class 1 is the Dayton Motorsport car that we saw that spin a little earlier. And there's a further spin, and that was contact from the rear on the 35 car into the gravel, and that might require a further intervention. That 35 car, the Chandler Motorsport car, was in 15th place, second in Class 2, and dropping back after contact. No way that car is getting out of there, I'm afraid. Is that going to be under yellows, or are we going to see another intervention here? Yeah, frustration you could see from the driver aboard the car. 74, 8.5 seconds clear now. Difficult to see what anybody behind can do about this. This is Owen Hizzy now aboard this SVG Motorsport car. MacG Racing Mazda a further 5 seconds back from the second place 24 car. 2 seconds back now, the 179 car closing on the Mazda, with in his wheel tracks the 40 Summer Green racing car. It's a big gap then to the delayed 111. 555 is the next class leader, and it's the Clio, and it's our championship challenger in the 555. Charlie Hand just 1 point behind the Team Brit car in the overall championship standings coming into this weekend, and both of them scored second place finishes in the first race. Team Brit behind them on track and leading in Class 2, and with the 96 Clio Cup car from Dragon Sports 9th, and the number 4 Clio in 3rd and 10th, rounding out the top 10. That car is going nowhere. See what it is that race control determined they're going to do there as the 40 car runs wide. 179 has passed the Mazda and now is up into 3rd position. What's the gap? 2.5 seconds to the second place 24 car. These 3 cars are catching the second place Genetta. Just 6.5 minutes to go though. We've got the 89 Clio alongside the 55 Golf. This is for 12th position. Into the yellow flag zone. They choose to leave this as yellow flag zone for the remainder of this race. The car is in line of sight, can be seen, as we've got now the number 40 car trying to make a move on the Mazda, not to the outside. What about the inside? Not quite there, but has got the grip, has he? Not there. Now looks to the inside again. Mazda doing a fine job of fending off the close attentions of the BMW. It's Johnny McGregor aboard the MacG car, moves to defend, but the BMW quick on a straight line as we look at the 179 car. Not enough though there. The 33 car retains 4th position, but here's the battle for 2nd, and it's going to go the way of Nigel Greensall. Goes through in the 179 car. The gap though, 15 seconds to the leader. Final warhorse. The car and the driver, Nigel Greensall, and the 179 car. Still the battle between the Mazda and the BMW continues. This now for 4th position. See the 24 car up ahead. These two could still catch this Genetta for an overall podium. With 5 minutes to go, that's certainly very much still on the cards as Greensall pulls away from the Genetta that just seems to be lacking more than an ounce of pace at the moment. SVG Motorsports 74 car well away here, and with traffic for Greensall to deal with, it's going to make it tricky for that gap to come down. In fact, it's going out 17 seconds now. The gap, 74 car well away here. and remain trouble-free. Looks as if that should be a reasonably straightforward win, but behind the positions for the podium positions is still very much in doubt. Greensell picking his way through the little G40 Ginettas will give the cars behind an opportunity to just close in a little, but they've then got to deal with the same challenges. Here's the Team Brit car, 8th overall, leading Class 2. Let's go down to David. He's got Team Brit with him at the moment as they watch this car come home. They hope to a class win. David.
James, you're leading the class still and doing really well this weekend and cementing that championship potentially. You're doing really well so far?
Well, fingers crossed. Like, this weekend's gone really well. Second place in the first race, first in this one. Yeah, it was a really nice start, quite busy, a lot of traffic to get through, but we got in a really nice flow of things and got in a bit of a rhythm.
It's a real special team, Team Brit. It's doing a marvellous thing. You must be really grateful for the opportunity and working on a big stage like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a good team to be with. It's like a really exciting, such a nice group of people, like an incredible crew. And obviously, like me and Chris, we want to go far in racing.
The team isn't just about here. Obviously, you've got guys running in the endurance championship as well, and in British GTs.
Yeah, we run in all sorts of different championships, and to be like the first disabled racing team in the UK doing this is a really exciting thing. And fingers crossed, we're going for the wins.
Well, you're doing the right thing today, second in class, and hopefully we'll see you later on.
Thank you. Cheers.
Leading the class and actually going by the other class leader for 7th position overall now. The Class 2 leading car
Class 2.
goes by the 555 Clio. That's both class leaders and the championship contenders battling for 7th position. Here, though, is the number 74 car. Just over 2 minutes to go. Gap up to 18 seconds, and not a lot on pace that can be done by Nigel Greensell at the moment aboard this car. He, though, has got 5 seconds on the 3rd place 24 car, with the 33 and the 40 still battling away, and those three all together in a battle for 3rd place in the final overall podium slot. So 74 179 look to be away and clear, under 2 minutes to go now. There, though, is the battle for the final podium position. 24 car gathering up the skirts of this Ginetta, trying to keep it clear of the rotary engine Mazda behind, and all of a sudden the 40 car has got a bit of a tow here down the Hanger Straight. Has he got the ponies to drive the inside? He's going to take a look. Not there. The Mazda takes a look. The 35 car towed to safety, so we'll go back to green flag racing before the end here. Again, the 40 car gets alongside, can't be done there. Wrapped up in their own battles here. Good run from the Mazda, good run from the 24 car, better run from the 179 car, excellent run from the 74 car ahead of these. They come through to past the 41 Clio. Car running 7th in class, 22nd place overall. Is there going to be a last lap lunge from any or all of these three? Mazda looking racy, looks to get the power in. Nowhere around the outside, tries to squeeze by the next turn, but it looked to the inside. The BMW now alongside the Mazda, and it's made that stick. Great move. Goes wide though. So the BMW number 40 up into 4th place. Can he now challenge for this overall podium? The clock about to run down. The 111 off and out. Stick with this battle though, so this is where it matters. It's the last lap for the race leader. The 74 car away and clear, nearly 20 seconds clear of Nigel Greensell, who's pulling away as well from this battle. What can the 40 do? And the answer is, tries up the inside. Is that the last opportunity? Here comes the Mazda. Order restored. 24 from 40 and 33 for 3rd place, 4th place, 5th place. Traffic coming. We saw what happened in this morning's race. When that happens with a close-knit group, is this going to interfere with proceedings? Here they come. BMW looks to go to the outside as he got the ponies to do it on the straight. And he has. Beautiful move up into third place. Up the inside goes the Mazda, and all of a sudden the Ginetta from third down to fifth, with time and track space running out. Golf gets out of the way as this group comes through. SVG Motorsports 74 car looks set for the win. They come down past the new pit lane, past the wing, dealing well with the traffic. 40 car manages to get past all of them. 33 car marginally delayed. That's going to help the podium run from SVG Motorsports. Just go to the inside. Here though, the 74 car, Owen Hizzy, about to claim an excellent win for SVG Motorsports. 74 Ginetta, fault-free, 20 seconds clear, and it's going to be a win for the 74 Ginetta G56 Academy car. Owen Hizzy brings it home. The car he shares with Mark Lee, and that's going to be a 20-second gap before we see the number 179 BMW M3 E36 brought home here by Nigel Greensall, started by David Gooding. What a great result for that car. And not too much longer before we see the third place car, and that is going to be the number 40 BMW Simon Green Motorsport, then the McG Racing Mazda and the SVG Racing 24. After that, it will be the Class 2 leading car, Team Brit, and the Clio Cup leading car, Westbourne Motors, Charlie Hand. So identical racing results for the championship leaders coming in here. Have to wait and see what happens with the points for qualifying and fastest lap. Here, the number 70 car coming home now, the BMW M240i from Team Brit. A fine class win and a great 6th place overall for Chris Overend, who started the car. James Whitley brings the car, so apologies, the other way around. James Whitley started the car. Chris Overend is going to bring the car home. It's a great run from the prettily liveried purple car, purple and blue. And not much further behind, handful of seconds behind, is going to the leading Clio Cup car, the 555 car of Charlie Hand. We take a breath, and there it comes, the 555, with plenty in hand over the second Clio Cup car. There it comes, the 96 car, and it's a third Clio in the top 10 before we get the second car in Class 2, the Scirocco, the 63 car, to complete our overall top 10. Class 3, by the way, will be won, as it is now, by the 55 VW Golf, the Saxon Motorsport car. James Alford brings that car home for a class win. And the Ginetta G40 class has been won by the number 27 car. That's Brandon Hafner. That, though, is our race winner, the number 74 SVG Motorsport. That's lap time 2:19.572. Overall winner, Class 1 winner, Mark Lee and Owen Hizzy take maximum points this afternoon after a fault-free drive. Here comes the 179 car, the E36 BMW. And then the Team Brit car, our Class 2 winner, Chris Overend and James Whitley in the M240i BMW. 3-car class here, but maximum points will be awarded, and that will play a massive part in their championship run, as it will for the 555. David, that was a great end to the afternoon's racing in the British Endurance Championship trophy class. Close stuff all the way through, and that safety car did help to bunch it back up.
Yeah, I think that played a major part, but also I think the guys from SVG did a superb job there. Pit stop was bang on today, and I think Owen drove a stupendous race. You know, the BMW was really quick today, so for the guys to come back, having had a podium this morning, to move up, I think that's a really, really good performance by the whole team.
Completely agree. Pulled away from the field and pulled away dramatically. We're not used to seeing a gap like 20 seconds in a field that's been this well matched.
This car's amazing. Yeah, I mean they really made up some time today and made a difference. Maybe the slightly cooler conditions helped, you know, but really capitalised on the performance of the Ginetta through some of the faster corners.
Had a quick chat with Nigel Greensall in the 179 before this race started, and with David Gooding. They didn't feel as if they could be in contention for the overall win. Well, they've not won, but a second place for Nigel Greensall in the 179. What a great result for them.
Yeah, some brilliant result in a car which, you know, it was smoking a little in the race, and when we all started to worry about it when we were watching it. But you know, Nigel came back and drove a tremendous race. You know, he's a very talented driver and drives a huge amount of different cars throughout the year.
He does indeed, and completing the podium after a fighting finish, coming up from 5th up to 3rd in the final laps. The Simon Green Motorsport number 40 car are winners this morning, but they come back with a 3rd place this afternoon.
Yeah, and I'm now with the winning pair with massive smiles on their faces, so they're very pleased with their performance today. Owen, a brilliant second stint there from you.
Yeah, thank you, but Mark did a great job of putting us in a great position after the safety car, and he just kept with the leaders, and he did his job perfectly, faultless, and then we did a great pit stop again, that we always practice now, and yeah, we nailed it, and got out there and just tried to do my best job. But Mark did brilliantly in the first stint.
Mark, a 20-second victory, you know, a margin there against some really quick BMWs behind you.
Yes, yeah.
Well done, congratulations. We'll move on to second place, and some great driving there, Nigel. You're enjoying driving the BMW this weekend?
Oh, it's fantastic. It really is, yeah. I mean, David started the race and drove a storming stint and kept us with the leaders. And then Jeff Steele's team did a great pit stop. So, and then it's just a case of just drive flat out and go as fast as you can.
During your first stint, there was a little bit of smoke coming out the back of the car. We were sort of discussing whether or not there was a problem, but obviously no problems, and you were doing so well.
Bless you, thank you. We kept going, and it went like a train.
Obviously, the BMW seems to be suited to Silverstone. It seems to work in a sort of an out-drag the Ginettas in the straight line.
Well, I mean, I think the car works everywhere. And what's amazing today is that at the beginning of the first race, we had a little electrical problem, and I stopped on the warm-up lap, managed to get towed back. The boys pushed it to the pit lane, fixed it, got us back on track without losing a lap, and it's that turned the whole day's racing around. So it's thanks to the team for doing such a great effort.
A great way to pay the team's hard work back. Absolutely. Well done. Just come round and see what I can grab Jazz and Brian. Jazz has still got a big smiley face, 3rd place, so a first and a 3rd, so it was a good weekend for you.
Yeah, podium's a podium. Points for the championship, so we should be all right for next round.
Just that little bit out of reach for you. Obviously, Brian did a great job in the first stint, but that success of the ballast of 15 seconds probably slowed you down a little bit.
Yeah, I got a few back markers as well, so I thought you just, you know, don't want any accidents. You already had a safety car out already, so.
So onwards to the next round for you as well, Brian?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's a long way off there. It's about 8 weeks away, I think. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Definitely.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank
you. So, Graham, if I come back to you for the final results.
Excellent stuff from all 3 of our overall podium finishers there. And the one point to mention here is the Class 1 being such a mix-up here, it is throwing the overall championship the way of the supporting classes. It is a win for the SVG Motorsport Ginetta. 21 seconds to the good from that Jeff Steele 179 BMW E36 M3. Then the Simon Green Motorsports E46, the newer car, couldn't do it here. Nigel Greensall fending off the 40 car, taking full advantage of that pit stop penalty for the win this morning from the 40 car. And a fine 4th place too for the MacG Racing Mazda RX-8, a couple of seconds short at the end there, with the 24 SVG Motorsport Ginetta G55 just dropping out of a podium position on the final lap. Great Class 2 results, a win for the Team Brit number 70 car, the BMW M240i, a minute back from the overall winners, but they won't mind about that. It's maximum points in the championship, as it will be for the 555 Westbourne Renault Clio Gen 4 car. That car coming through 7th overall, but winning the Clio Cup class. 2 more Clios to talk about in the top 10, with the 96 Dragon Sport car just 6 seconds back from the 555. Motors One's number 4 car in the mix there as well, and completing the top 10 overall, the 2nd place car in Class 2, the Saxon Motorsport VW Scirocco. Great stuff there. Going further down the order, Toad Motorsports BMW M346 claims 11th place ahead of the 55 Saxon Motorsport Golf. The High Road Motorsport Clio 4th in that class, the 89 car, 13th overall. JW Birds VW Scirocco recovering all the way up the field, and down we go till we get to the SVG Motorsports cars. 27 car it was that brought home the Ginetta G40 win, but a stream of Ginettas until we get down to the cars that hit trouble earlier in the race, including that 111 car, the 59 SVG Ginetta G40 that we saw in trouble, the Chandler VW Golf Cup that we saw in the gravel, the 11 Motors One Renault Clio, another car in woe. That brings to an end to stellar 45 minutes trophy wins races this weekend. Let's go over with Claire. Claire, you've got the governor here, Claire Headley from Britcar, after what's been a hugely entertaining weekend here at the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit for the whole Britcar package.
Claire, it's been a fabulous weekend. 2 contrasting days, the wet of yesterday and the dry today, but overall a massive success. You must be really pleased.
Really, really pleased. I mean, like you say, contrasting weather, heat wave on Friday, torrential storms yesterday, and just so cold today. But no, it's been a brilliant weekend.
The 2 series seems to be going from stride to stride, and the future looks bright for you.
Oh, absolutely. We've worked very hard to be a British Endurance Championship yesterday, and the Trophy Championship has really taken off this year, so we couldn't be happier.
There's a great mix of racing and some real fair racing. There's some brilliant examples of different classes and how that can all come together.
Yeah, really pleased. Our technical programme is working, our BEPI, which is basically an online programme that actually works out what the cars can achieve in each class. So we're really pleased the way it's actually working very well for us at the moment.
Silverstone has been a strong weekend, but the championship moves on. Where next for the championship?
We've got 2 more rounds to go. Donington National and Donington Grand Prix coming up August, September time this year. So it can all change. Points all makes prizes at the end of the day.
Well, we wish you success, and we look forward to seeing you at Donington.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Back to you, Graham. It seems to be a brilliant weekend.
I agree completely, and as we've seen, as the world emerges from a darker place into the light again, we've seen that the motorsport organisations that invest in a bit of a ladder are coming out of this stronger, and certainly this Britcar Trophy class with 30 plus cars this weekend, strength in depth there, and that will, I'm sure, feed through into the British Endurance Championship proper in years to come. We see that all around the world. Great racing throughout the classes, great racing in particular for the win this morning and for the podium places here this afternoon. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Donington Park next, as you heard from Claire Headley, and as the Union flag flies above the BRDC clubhouse, it's goodbye from me and from David and for the whole team here at Silverstone. On behalf of Britcar and the British Endurance Championship, we will speak to you next time.